A very good afternoon to you, and I hope you are all fine and dandy. We have been having some fun and games technically this afternoon, so my apologies for the delay, but we are doing this via amazing. I don't know quite how we've done this, but we are now doing this via 3 different Zoom calls, which I think is quite an achievement. So I hope you can hear me loud and clear, and it's not going to detract in any way from the content. So we are going to share with you the wonders of Henley-on-Thames, and I hope you enjoy every moment. So let's kick off now. We've shared a picture of Windsor because Windsor is well and truly in the news a lot at the moment, which is just lovely. But as you know, Henley-on-Thames is our hometown, hence Humphreys of Henley. So if there is anywhere that we really do know every nook and cranny and in and out of everything that is possible, it is certainly here, and we love to share it with you. It's our hometown and it's very, very close to our hearts. So just quickly, as always, a little bit of news. As of today, Her Majesty the Queen has amazingly, for the first time in 70 years since taking the throne of Great Britain, has permanently moved to Windsor. Now, Windsor has been her much beloved weekend home since the beginning of her reign, and the family and the Queen are known to love and treasure their times at Windsor. And I think it's an easier place for her to have a permanent residence. She lived there all the way through COVID, bless her heart, and also added to which Buckingham Palace is going through some fairly major renovations at the moment. So she probably wants to steer clear of all of the builders and everyone and scaffolding and all that goes with it. Now, that's not to say that Buckingham Palace isn't open for visitors, because it is, but there will be some limitations to entry to the palace this year, but the gardens will still be as spectacular as ever. And looking forward, knowing that your clients tend to start to plan experiences and things to do 4 to 6 months in advance. If you have any car fanatics and automotive enthusiasts amongst your clients, then September is definitely the month to start planning. There's Salon Privé at the magnificent Blenheim Palace. There's Goodwood Revival heading back into the wonder days of the 50s and the 60s and so on. And there's a huge amount. There's another event, it'll come back to me, at Windsor in September as well. So there's a huge amount for car lovers to make the most of in September. So we'll happily share any more information if you would like it. Now, this is a view coming under the wonderful Henley Bridge that dates back to about the 15th century, and looking over at the beautiful Angel on the Bridge pub, which sits right on the river. Now, we are going to do a proper episode from the RELAIS, which is our lovely new hotel in Henley. It was the Red Lion for years, hence the Red Lion still sitting on the top of the entrance there. But as from August last year, when it first opened, it is now the beautiful RELAIS. It's been designed and is the idea of the incredible hotelier Grace Leo, who has worked across the world, turning hotels into amazing places to stay. So we are very excited that she's now chosen Henley as her destination. So the whole building has been taken back to a shell and pretty well rebuilt. The Clipper restaurant is stunning. The quarterdeck bar is the perfect place to sit and have a cocktail early evening. And there's a fabulous salon that they've created, which looks out over onto the river. So now, for the first time, I'm delighted, we have a wonderful new hotel in Henley, which we'd certainly recommend to your friends. Now, you may well know this already because we've covered a little bit of it, but this area is absolute foodie heaven. We have pretty much we do have something for everyone, from amazing pubs and good old traditional pub food through to more Michelin star restaurants in the surrounding area than you know where to start. So if your clients love something a little more traditional, or they really want to try the latest on offer, then Henley is the perfect base. Now, we rather love our coffee shops, and I know that you are blessed on your side of the Atlantic with some rather fabulous places to go as well. But the ones that we really love are our little independent coffee shops that have opened up across the town, and they all have their own little character and an incredibly warm Henley welcome. And there are beautiful lunches and so on to choose from, but the cakes are absolutely to die for. So we would happily direct your clients into one of our favourites that is listed here for a nice little place to go for lunch. And they really do, as I say, serve some glorious options, and they're just dotted around the town. Now, within the town itself, bearing in mind we only have 12,500 people living here, we do have a bit of a plethora of wonderful places to go. From Hoff's, which takes its influence from its South African owners, so lots of fantastic meat dishes. They've also got their own vineyard down in South Africa, so the wines are beautiful. Crockers is one of the sort of new developing concepts of a restaurant with rooms, and they have two, unlike many restaurants where the restaurant is the main element and the chef's table is a sort of small room just off the kitchen. Crockers have turned that on their head, and there's a lovely little restaurant which is beautiful, but there are two chef's tables, one serving amazing British food and the other serving incredible Asian food, all with the wine pairings and so on. And the chefs are there loving talking through their creations and all of the fabulous foods that are on offer. So Crockers is really quite a special one. I'm very happy that they've opened up. We did do a Humphreys TV from Crockers, actually, about, well, it's pre-COVID, wasn't everything pre-COVID. So we will send the link to that when we send the recording of this team training as well. The Hart Street Tavern and Coat are two lovely sort of brasserie style, and then you've got the Little Angel and the Robarge, which are wonderful, wonderful pubs, and Villa Marina that has been here, well, forever and a day. And if you want a good old-fashioned proper Italian, there is nowhere better. So really is something for everyone. And then within probably a 20 or 30 minute radius, we have the Hand and Flowers, a 2 Michelin star pub in Marlow, and the Fat Duck, the Hind's Head, the Waterside. They are just all within a stone's throw. So for your foodie clients, this is the I mean, they'd be in absolute heaven. And this is the lovely entrance to Crockers. So that's just the little brasserie there at the front. But they really are just wonderful options. And depending on what your clients want, we will recommend our preferred option. Now, it's not only within the boundaries, as it were, of Henley that your clients have all sorts of options. Within half an hour, less than that, 20 minutes, there really are just so many things to do. As you know, and you'll see a bit of video footage in a minute, the town is right on the River Thames. So if your clients are here really any time from March, we're starting to see the boats back returning to the river now, March through to September, October time, we always recommend that they get out on the river. The town just looks different from the riverside perspective. So out on a luxury river cruiser is wonderful. If they're feeling a bit more energetic, they're cycling and walking, and obviously the brilliant e-bikes, so it's a little less energetic, which is great because there are a few hills around here, but with the e-bikes you don't even notice them. The River and Row Museum celebrates everything that is fabulous in the town, and they have some amazing exhibitions throughout the year. And then if you want to see it from the air, flying over Henley in a tiger moth, or at a slightly more relaxed pace in a hot air balloon is certainly to be recommended. And we'll show you some footage of STONOR in a sec as well, and the opportunity to go exploring and do some falconry and clay shooting there, or at the amazing EJ Churchill's, which is about a 25-minute drive away. So it's all just there, just nice and easy to get to. Now, I don't think there's anywhere much better to have an afternoon tea than sitting on a boat and just cruising through the town. So that's a real favourite. And this is the beautiful village of Turville, which you may well recognise because it has featured in so many episodes of Midsummer Murders. I'm delighted to say that all of the residents of Turville are still alive and well. It's just the fictional ones that disappeared off the face of the universe. But also, we always really recommend that just a little stroll through the countryside is one to really enjoy. And you can see Hector there just in the foreground with his great mate Parker as we were out and about enjoying it. And just getting out on the river, as I said earlier, there's a lovely opportunity to do a river cruise. But if you have clients who are a little bit more energetic, then they may just want a rowing course. And we do have the most successful rowing club in the world based in the heart of Henley. And we've had quite a few clients who are real rowing enthusiasts. And one of our amazing Olympic medal winning rowers will be delighted to show your clients around Leander. It's an absolute treasure trove for anybody who has given rowing a try or just follows it from the riverbank. Leander is an extraordinary stroll through history of the success of rowing, all the way through from Steve Redgrave and Matthew Pinsent and the like. We're rather proud of our rowers, as you can imagine. Now, down towards the start of the regatta course is this amazing Temple Island. Now, it was built as a folly over 100 years ago and was a bit of a destination for the local fishermen. It's now owned by Henley Royal Regatta and is available for your clients to go and sit and have afternoon tea or just have a little wander around. It's absolutely magical, and you are on your own little private island. So all of this is available, as I say, just a hop, skip and a jump from the centre of town, which makes it a rather lovely base, it has to be said. Because certainly when we put our itineraries together, and we were talking to some lovely clients earlier today who are coming over in May, and it's lovely, obviously, making the most of the countryside, but as you know very well from working with your clients, having those leisure days and that downtime is as important as having the fun things to do too. And the wonderful thing about staying at the RELAIS and being in a little town like Henley is if they want to just curl up on a sofa or in their room with a jolly good book, or if they want to go exploring and just having a bit of an amble and a cup of tea and have a little look round, then you're perfectly placed without having to get in a car or order a taxi or anything like that. It really does give the best of both worlds. Now, STONOR we've talked about. The wonderful William and Elsa will give your clients the most amazing welcome. and it is about a 10-minute drive from Henley through beautiful countryside, and the opportunity to go and have a private tour around the house, hosted by William and Ailsa. There's a fabulous restaurant about a 3-minute drive from the gates, something like that, I think, the Golden Ball. And then there are about 3 or 4 pubs that we would heartily recommend if your clients would prefer something a bit more traditional. But you really do feel like you're out in the heart of the countryside going out to Stonor. As you can see from the picture, it sits right down in a valley, and you just can't see it from the roadside at all. And the area behind the house is a magnificent garden that Ailsa is rather proud of. And there you've got the deer who roam through the deer park. I mean, it's just utterly magical, and it's just all there on the doorstep. They host also these amazing supercar events. The next one is happening in May. It's coming up in May, but they do odd Sundays as well throughout the year. So depending on when your clients are coming over, then we would obviously share that. But some of the cars on display are quite extraordinary. So Stonor itself is, I think, worthy of a day's visit, just to make the most of the grounds, have a rather lovely lunch, and learn what it's like to live in the same house as where your family has lived for the previous 850 years. I don't think many of us can boast that, but William loves sharing the stories, and he's jolly good at it. Now, obviously, because we are such foodies around here, we rather like our wine and spirits as well. And a wonderful addition, just literally sort of half a mile down the road, is the Henley Distillery. And Jacob and his father Alan have created a truly amazing gin. It's only been going about 18 months, I think, and has already won all sorts of awards. Maisie, who you have seen on a number of these tea and trainings, went there on, I think it was one night last week, and it was a blackberry gin, I think it was, that she tried, that she decided was so good that she had to buy a bottle. So the Henley Distillery is a really wonderful addition, and they do cocktail making and mixology, and you can add different botanicals and so on to have a go. But the other wonderful addition, and I know I'm not allowed to celebrate global warming and climate change, but one of the results of climate change has been the growth in the number of vineyards in this area, because we are on the same chalk stream that comes from the Champagne region down in France, under the Channel, up through Kent, and is now alive and well because of the good weather, the combination of the good weather and the chalk stream. We are producing some amazing award-winning wines. And you've got the wonderful Fairmar Vineyard, which is just on the outskirts of Henley, which is a lovely, relaxed environment, and your clients can wander through the vines before having a delicious picnic, overlooking all of the vines going down the hill. And that's a slightly more relaxed environment. The 100 Hills Vineyard, which is just about 20 minutes away, has taken quite a different approach, and is certainly on a par with some of the most amazing vineyards in France. And certainly the quality of their sparkling wine is quite extraordinary. They are dumbfounding some of the experts, it's safe to say. So there are some lovely opportunities to do the wine tastings. We can get the chefs in. The Pavilion Cookery School, which is another new addition to Henley, and a very welcome one, does some fabulous cookery classes in all sorts of different styles. So there really are all sorts of options to get the taste buds going. And this is just some footage from the Fairmar Vineyard when we were there. And as you can see, you just look through the vines and across through the sweeping valleys. And this is literally on the outskirts of the beautiful Henley. So not a bad view to sit there and have an afternoon tea and some award-winning sparkling wine. Now, I can't guarantee that your clients will be able to take too much of it home with them because of shipping and taxes and all that sort of thing. So we will happily encourage them to drink it while they're here. And just finally, Henley, we've talked about, we've shared the details of this with you already, but another amazing reason to come and stay in Henley is we are the festival town of the South. Henley Festival, we have an amazing lineup this year. That happens in the second week of July, and is I know this for a fact now, the only black tie music festival in the UK. Later in August, for those of us who remember and certainly loved the 80s and all the music that went with it, the Rewind Festival is just a wonderful trip down memory lane, and they do find some of the most brilliant performers, and certainly people that I used to follow, and their names are escaping me at the moment, but we will happily send you the list because they've got a fantastic lineup across the 3 days. And then we're incredibly lucky to have what is now the 3rd biggest literary festival in the country. There's Hay-on-Wye and Cheltenham, which are stunning, and they happen slightly earlier in September. So if you have literary fans amongst your clients, anytime really from mid-September through to mid-October, there will be a literary festival going on somewhere in the country. And it's usually over, well, as you can see, it's over 9 days, and we get all of the greats at the literary festival. And again, it just makes it so easy. If your clients are staying at the RELAIS, they can pootle out, go and listen to their favourite author for an hour, go and have a coffee or a gin and tonic, whatever it may be, and have a bit of a chat about what they enjoyed before planning to go off and see their next one. It really is. It's just a wonderful event, and all of the authors pop up all around the town, so they can go and visit our a lovely old working theatre, go to the town hall, and all sorts. And obviously I couldn't possibly talk about Henley without mentioning Henley Royal Regatta. It's coming up in golly, 3 months now, which is wonderfully exciting. It's going to be 6 days this year, and it's just wonderful. We're planning some lovely days for some clients already. And what's really fun actually is some of the clients who are, oh sorry, the video's a bit on a go slow, apologies for that. What's wonderful is clients in the past who have always made a beeline for Royal Ascot or Wimbledon, have tried regatta and are determined to come back, which is just lovely. So you can promise them that they'll be cruising down the River Thames in a beautiful boat while the rowers are doing all of the hard work and rowing for their lives, which is just glorious. And our favourite plastic duck, because we are slightly odd and English like that, our favourite duck always makes an appearance as well, which is wonderful. And then just going just a little bit further afield, but all still less than an hour away, is the beauty of Oxford, the majesty of Windsor, which is going to be a buzz this year, obviously with all of the Jubilee celebrations. Highclere is, I mean, you can probably do it in 45 minutes on a good day, and then Blenheim Palace. So you've got castles and palaces and all of the beautiful colleges of Oxford as well. So as you know, I'm rather proud of where we live, and I certainly love all of our beautiful countryside. But if you're talking to some clients who fancy sort of 3 or 4 days in London, but then fancy exploring something a little bit further afield, then Henley is, I mean, we're just about 30 miles west of London. And as a base, if they choose to use Henley as a base, there is so much to see, whether it's sports or history or culture or relaxation or lots of fabulous food and wine. The choice is all there for them. So if you'd like some ideas about perfect itineraries for how to make the best use of 2 or 3 or 4 days, please just to let us know. But thank you so much for your patience. Apologies for the slight technical hitches at the start. I hope it was worth waiting for. We will share the recording, and we look forward to seeing you. We will be back. Absolutely, Debbie, yes. And you know, the wonderful thing also about Henley is that if you have clients who are going to the Cotswolds, they would almost drive through Henley to get there. So it's half the distance and it's less crowded, and it's very, very beautiful. So yeah, very good point. I should have said that really, shouldn't I? So we will be back in 2 weeks' time. Really, really look forward to seeing you then, and really look forward to hearing about some requests from your lovely clients as well. My pleasure. It's lovely to see you all, and look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Thanks so much. Bye. Take care.